Taunts. We've all experienced that moment while playing TF2, where a random sniper hits a perfect headshot from across the map, and then we're greeted with this. It's infuriating, but when we are the ones who manage to get a kill, and then taunt just to make the enemy salty, it feels absolutely great. Taunts are something truly wonderful, and it's one of the many ways TF2 players get to differentiate from each other. And it's been a thing for very long too, before all the new weapons. Hell, it's even been here before the pyro got his signature air blast. Taunts affect everyone in different ways, but generally the idea is to frustrate your opponent by showing disrespect. Or at least that's what it's supposed to do. Taunts have changed a lot from their original use. While the feeling of accomplishment of taunting someone right after killing them might still be there sometimes, taunts have mainly just become some silly dance that your character will perform. This means that making someone angry and annoyed by not taking them seriously isn't really there anymore. Some people like this, however I think it defeats the purpose of a taunt. I'll demonstrate what I mean with an example. Here we have one of the original stock taunts from the soldier. Let's examine it. We see the obvious loser symbol, in a way like you would normally salute a dead soldier. On top of this, he will even shout an insult such as "Maggots!" and sum everything up in one sentence. The soldier is taunting us. It holds the original meaning of the taunt, to disrespect your opponent by poking fun at the fact that you beat them. And that makes sense considering it's a taunt. This goes for every other stock taunt. Now let's look at a semi-new taunt, Victory Lap. Let's examine it. Your character jumps into a bumper car and moves around. That's it. That's it. Nothing really proactive there. And that's my point. Taunts don't taunt anymore. They've simply become what we call emotes and don't make fun of your opponent like taunts used to. Now I honestly don't mind this, and I'm sure lots of people don't as well, but why bother calling them taunts anymore? They don't stick to the definition of a taunt, yet we still call them taunts. Not to mention that taunting after a kill is highly looked down upon these days.
Way around this corner. And he got the health pack. Why did he taunt? Why did you taunt after killing me? I was talking to you, useless sniper.
What do you want?
Why did you taunt after killing me? Just don't press G after you kill somebody next, okay?
Which ruins the point. Not to mention that taunts can be a useful thing, as it's a way to piss your enemy off and making them angry and try to target you, completely avoiding the objective and throwing themselves onto your side of the match every time. If you, as a demo man, purposely taunt after killing the same person a few times, you can easily set up a sticky trap, and he would be so focused on killing you and getting rid of that domination mark over your head that he will probably not even pay attention, letting you kill him yet again. I can go on and on how the taunts aren't taunts, but let me show you some examples.
Would you look at you? I mean, look at you! I cannot believe this. This is a real freaking embarrassment.
Fuck. I hear you say, well, my buddy, you are 100% right. But guess what? None of these taunts are in the game. That's right, kiddos. These taunts are from the community workshop, where you can upload your own taunts, no matter if they are taunts or not. But load up, those taunts you showed us are taunting and they're from the workshop. Load up, you spelled "you're" wrong again. Holy fuck, you're retarded. Yes, you're right. They are taunting. And yes, they are from the workshop. But let me tell you something, buddy. It took me 25 minutes to find those taunts. None of them are even close to the main page, because frankly, no one gives a shit about them. Everybody cares about the big flashy emotes that are brought to the table. Animation wise, taunts are okay. It's clear why some of them are so popular. But let me tell you a problem about certain new taunts. They're too damn long. The Yeti Punch takes a whopping 8 seconds, and after you are killed, for the game to freeze frame onto the person who killed you, takes 2 seconds. Meaning if theoretically the person who kills you taunts right after they killed you, you would see this. Yeah, I hope you realize where I'm getting at, but there's way more here to talk about. Taunt kills. Honestly, I'm 100% fine with kill taunts. When you get taunt killed, it isn't really a taunt as much as it is an insult. It's the fact that you were killed by such a slow and useless taunt, meaning you basically look like an idiot. And that's what's taunting about them. Although my proposition is to have a small mini taunt play right after a successful kill, which would just solidify my point even more. Unusual taunts. Here we go. Unusual taunts suck ass. They're basically just pushing taunts from the taunt category, way past the emote category, and straight to the look at me I have money category. Which isn't even that nice considering that unusual taunts have completely dropped in price and are completely garbage now. Unusual taunts used to be extremely expensive. However, after the implementation of taunt unusualifiers, that has drastically changed, as it has caused a massive influx of unusual taunts to fall into the market, making them go from rare to pretty much fucking common. The most expensive taunt now supposedly costs 185 keys, which isn't really true. Many of the old unusual taunt prices haven't been updated, making them extremely fucking overpriced. But the cheapest one is a measly 4 keys. So yeah, Mr. Pennybags, you aren't really that rich after all. Also, when taunt unusualifiers were introduced, almost every unboxed trader had one, meaning no one was willing to buy them. Basically, the supply overwhelmed the demand. Now so far, not counting taunt kills, taunts have been simply aesthetic and nothing largely used. Oh shit, it's the motherfucking Xurii, whose taunts allow you to heal yourself and save your ass from shit like fire and yeah, mostly fire because it only grants you 11 HP. It's really not that useful. The same thing can be said for the Amputator, which has a big AoE effect of healing on everyone around you, including yourself. Exploitation. Some people learn to exploit taunts in matches. Now you might be wondering how someone was able to do that. Well, let me explain. All taunts lock you into third person, but some taunts like High Five or Flipping Awesome lock you into third person until either someone activates the taunt with you or you decide to finish it yourself by just cancelling it. That means that as long as no one is around to activate the taunt with you, you can sit behind a corner and see everything behind the corner since you're in third person. Not to mention that these taunts need to be bought or traded for, which basically makes them pay to win, which is why these taunts are banned and competitive. Another exploitation tactic, known as sticky taunting, which is locally patched now, would allow you to detonate your sticky traps while taunting. This means you could sit around the corner with a high five taunt and be watching in third person, and when someone from the enemy team came around, you could just detonate them while you were taunting. However, this wasn't a glitch or an exploit, this was always meant to be in the game as shown in Meet the Demo Man. Luckily, all taunts that can abuse third person without any risk are banned and competitive. So my final thoughts on taunts. Well, honestly, they're okay I guess, but they definitely lost their charm. But if you're the type of person who enjoys them, go right ahead.
Whoa, stop right there.
Yeah?
You forgot one thing.
And what's that? What did I forget?
Get out of here.